So Valentine's Day is right around the corner when I'm filming this, and maybe you waited a little too long to get a gift for that special gardener in your life. Don't worry, I'm here to bail you out.
Yay!
In this video, I'm going to show you my top 7 gifts to get for any gardener at the last minute. They're all available on Amazon. They're all well rated. Most of them are things that I use myself every day, and I think you're going to love it. I'll even give you products in different price categories in case you really like this gardener. Maybe you just kind of like them, or it's complicated. Spend as much or as little as you want, get a great gift, and get it in time for Valentine's Day or really any holiday. Gardeners love gifts any time of the year, so don't wait. Watch this video, check out the links below, and we will dive right into the first gift. So the very first thing that you should always be considering for the gardener in your life is a good pair of pruners. So I happen to use these Fisker brand pruners. I like these ones. They've got a 1-inch diameter opening. You can replace the blades, which is really handy. So after you've used them for a few seasons, you can actually buy new ones. They have a comfortable handle and they're affordable price. They're kind of mid-range in that price. There are also some really nice pruners. Felco is kind of the brand that most professional gardeners you'll see in their toolkit or in their hand. They usually have a red handle. Also replaceable blades and parts so that you can have one pair basically forever, which is really nice. Those are a more premium product. I'll leave a link to them below. And then there's also less expensive ones even. You know, again, Fisker's has some more affordable price ones, but usually they won't open as wide. The blades aren't replaceable. There's lots of other brands. So consider pruners for your gardener. They're useful indoors, they're useful outdoors, they're useful in the winter, the spring, the summer, and the fall. Everybody needs good pruners all the time. And for some reason, we always seem to set them down and they absolutely are never seen again. The second gift I'm going to recommend for every gardener is actually in the same vein, a pair of micro-tipped pruners. So these I call my pointy pruners. I think Fisker's makes the best ones for me because they're the right balance of good quality and affordable. I say that because much like the bigger pruners, these ones are even easier to lose when I set them down. I have, I think right now, 5 pair of these floating around my house. I use them to trim houseplants, take cuttings, right? I use them to harvest fruit off of my plants outdoors. I use them for every task, including ones they're not meant for. I've used them to cut drainage holes in the bottom of thin plastic pots or aluminum cans. They're great all-around tool. They're very affordable. I love the Fisker's ones, like I said, but I'll leave links below to ones that are even more expensive and nicer, ones that are a little bit more affordable, and then these ones that I really love. Any gardener will be happy to find this on their table at Valentine's Day or in their stocking at Christmas, whatever. Pointy pruners, they're important. Get a few pair. You could just keep giving them to them every 2 or 3 months when they've lost the last pair. All right, staying in the theme of tools that you're going to be using out in the garden, another great gift is a Hori Hori knife. So a Hori Hori knife is a gardening tool that I believe originated in Japan. It is my favorite thing to have in the early garden season, especially when I'm out there digging holes, putting plants in the ground, chopping weeds or digging those out of the ground as well. It is a knife, right? So it has a sharp edge here and a serrated edge here, nice point on it, but it's very thick and sturdy. Great handle. I have abused this over the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, I leave it outside all season long. At least in the winter now, I'm putting it inside of a bin, but normally I would just leave it out. It would get covered in snow. It's still in great shape. This is a very nice knife, and it's not the most expensive one. So I'll leave a link to this one below. If your gardener doesn't have a Hori Hori, I will say this is a must-have. They will love you forever if you buy them this for Valentine's Day, or their birthday, or Christmas, or just Father's Day, Mother's Day. Any occasion, it's Tuesday, get them a nice gift. Hori Hori. I can't say it enough. While I love my pointy pruners, I could find a way to live without these. Hori Hori, I need this. It is my go-to garden tool for so much stuff. Get one, maybe get 2. Who knows? I'll leave links below as always to a very nice one, a mid-range one like this, and one that's even more affordable if you want to stay on a budget because maybe you're not so sure about this person you're buying a gift for. I get it. Gardeners are weird. Moving on to our next gift idea. Gloves, gardening gloves. These are a gift that, again, every gardener will appreciate. I buy new gloves almost every year, even when I buy nicer ones, because they get worn out. They get beat up, they get torn eventually. I do like to buy ones that are thorn resistant or thorn proof in some cases, which often means really heavy leather, which makes them really hard to work with. And so I've tried to find a balance of comfortable gloves with decent protection. These ones I've got right now are fitting that bill for me, but figure out what your gardener style is. Maybe they like floral ones, maybe they like solid colors, maybe they like the longer ones that will cover their forearms as well, especially if they're working with roses or other thorny bushes. It's an important thing to think about. Again, if you really care about this gardener, you care about their hands and making sure that they stay safe, so gift them some gloves. It's a really easy way to win over hearts, minds, and hands, and maybe you'll even get to hold those hands. All right, gift idea number 5, planters. Plant pots. Gardeners never have enough pots, right? They never have enough pots, they never have enough planters or enough planting space. And so you can give them the gift of more space for what they love. I mean, other than you. Of course, they love you too, right? If they're your Valentine gardener. You don't have to spend a lot. I actually really like these very inexpensive houseplant pots is what I use them for, but you could use them for really any kind of plant that will do well in a smaller pot. They have great drainage. They come with a saucer, so you can have a little bit of peace of mind that when the water runs off, it's hopefully not going to overflow all over your table or onto your carpet, right? And you get 5 of them for, I don't remember, $11, something like that I think I paid. Really affordable. They're thick plastic. They're not really cheap and flimsy. They do a really good job. This is my second pack of them. I'll leave a link to these ones below, as well as kind of a top-end gift. You really love this gardener and you really want them to have something awesome, get them a self-irrigated planter bed. So this is a bed that, in this case, the one I'll link below, sits up above the ground. It's got a reservoir for water in the bottom that will then keep the plants well hydrated from below, which is handy. You just put a hose in, it'll start to overflow when it gets to the right level of water, so you know to stop filling it up. And then that soil just wicks the moisture up. You don't have to sit out there with the watering can. Awesome gift. Okay, so maybe you're not made of money and you don't want to spend a bunch on a sub-irrigated planter for your gardener. Then they're going to need to be able to water their garden and their plants. Watering cans are another one of those things that feels utilitarian. It feels like, hey, who really cares? Gardeners care. Having a good watering can is awesome. This looks funny. It's an elephant, right? This is my absolute favorite watering can for indoors because it has a long spout. It's easy to reach out and get stuff. It has a very small opening, so it lets you control the flow of the water. So like when I'm reaching up to water a house plant, it doesn't come splashing out, go across the top of the pot, and then send muddy water all over my carpet, right? Getting the right watering can for your gardener is a great way to say, I see you, I know what you do in your garden, and I support it. But seriously, check out the links below. If you have an outdoor gardener, you're going to want to get them a larger 1 to 2 gallon watering can that has a shower head, ideally one that's removable so you can have a spout or the shower head. If you have an indoor gardener, something like this is great. There's also even smaller ones or ones with longer, thinner spouts. Check out the options. Again, you can get these today, depending on how early you order them on Amazon, or the next day or 2 days, just in time for that special somebody who you forgot to get a gift for until the last minute. Last but not least, because this is being made around Valentine's Day, which is typically when I start to think about starting seeds, if you have a gardener who's getting ready to plant a garden from seed anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere, really, pretty soon, or maybe already, they've started thinking about, I need to get going. I need to plant my seeds. I need to get my grow lights out. I need to get the heat mat going. Get them some nice new seed starting trays. The ones that I use are these 12 cell green plastic trays. They're very inexpensive. I think you pay like less than $15, if I remember right, for a pack of 10. That gives you 120 seed cells. That's a pretty good deal, right? I like them because they have this removable liner. Then the tub at the bottom contains the water, so it's really easy to bottom water and bottom feed these young seedlings. Think about utility and think about value. I've used these all for multiple seasons now. I've had to replace a few of them because I've dropped them and they cracked, that kind of thing, but they're decent quality plastic. There's ones that are much nicer as well. I'm going to be trying out the GuardZen brand this year. They have some larger trays. I believe they were 40 cells each. So I'm going to try that this year just to see what's the difference. And then there's even cheaper ones than these, right? You can get some really thin ones like the kind that you might get your seedlings in from the nursery, just that really thin black plastic, no tray underneath. Get whatever feels right for your gardener. depending on how much you really like them. Everybody knows the more money you spend on seed trays for your gardener, the more you love them. That is 7 really quick ideas for a gardener in your life who maybe you forgot to get a Valentine's Day gift for, or a birthday gift, or a Christmas gift, or just I think you're pretty neat kind of gift. 7 options, 3 different price points on each option. Links are below. If you do check any of those out, they are affiliate links, so I will get maybe a penny or 2 if you purchase something. It doesn't cost you anything more, but it helps this channel out a lot. You know what else helps this channel out a lot? Give this video a like. Watch this video up here if you're interested in learning more about the jalapeno, and watch this playlist over here if you want to see me eat all kinds of different peppers and show you the plants that I grew. Happy Valentine's Day, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, whatever this gift-giving reason is, your gardener is lucky, and remember, plants help us grow.